If you think welding rods are only used for welding, you might be surprised after watching this video. I'm going to share a clever trick that very few people know about. With just an old welding rod, you can turn it into something incredibly useful, both cost-effective and creative. The first thing we need to do is remove the outer coating from the welding rod. After securing the welding rod in the drill chuck, I'll use pliers to gently hold apart a rod that still has the coating. Now, turn on the drill at a moderate speed. The outer coating will quickly vibrate and separate from the metal core. This method is fast, clean, and saves you from having to hammer or scrape it off manually. This coating is actually the flux, which protects the weld during use. After cleaning off the coating, make sure to keep these metal rods. They can be reused in many useful ways. Don't throw away the coating powder either. It's more useful than it looks. After collecting the powder, pour it into a small metal container and gently heat it up over a flame. As the temperature rises, you'll notice the powder starting to change color slightly and slowly harden, forming a solid, compact layer. This process helps the remaining binding materials inside the flux melt and fuse together. After heating, let the mixture cool down completely before handling it. Once it's cooled to the touch, you'll notice it is solidified into a firm, stone-like mass. At this point, carefully break into smaller pieces and transfer them into a plastic cup or container for storage. Next, take a small wooden stick or block and use it to crush the hardened material into fine powder. Gently press and grind until the pieces become smooth and even in texture. The goal is to get a soft, consistent powder, just like the original flux coating. Once done, you'll have a reusable batch of flux powder that can come in handy for small soldering or metal repair projects. Now, moving on to the main part, I'm going to mix some cement into the welding flux powder. This combination creates a unique blend that's both heat resistant and strong once it hardens. Start by adding a small amount of cement to the powder, then mix thoroughly until the two materials blend evenly. You'll notice the texture becoming denser and smoother, forming a solid base material that can later be shaped or molded for different DIY uses. Once the mixture is well blended, divide it into 2 equal parts. This will make it easier to work with and allow you to experiment with different uses or consistencies. Prepare a small plastic cup and spray a little bit of silicone adhesive inside. Next, add a small amount of thinner into the cup. The thinner will help soften the mixture and make it easier to blend smoothly. Pour it in slowly while stirring, allowing the liquid to mix evenly with the cement flux blend. Next, we'll make use of the metal core from the welding rod. Instead of mixing by hand, I'll shape the metal rod into a simple mixing tool. By bending or trimming the rod, you can create a small stirrer that fits perfectly inside the cup. Next, I'll attach the metal rod to a drill and use it to mix the silicone and thinner. With the drill on a low speed, the rod stirs the liquids thoroughly. Ensuring they combine into a smooth, even mixture. This method is much faster and cleaner than mixing by hand, and it helps achieve a consistent texture that's perfect for coating or molding. After mixing thoroughly, I'll pour the silicone thinner mixture into cup 1. Make sure to pour slowly and evenly so it spreads across the bottom and coats the sides lightly. This will create a smooth base layer, preventing the cement flux mixture from sticking later and ensuring the final piece comes out clean and well formed. Gradually add the silicone thinner mixture little by little, stirring as you go until the cement flux blend reaches a desired consistency. The goal is to make it pliable enough to work with, not too runny, but not too stiff either. Keep adjusting slowly so you get a smooth, workable paste that holds its shape while still being easy to mold or pour. Once the mixing is complete, I'll take it aside to test it. Now, let's take a look at the sidewalk we're going to work on. The concrete surface has several cracks running through it, some small and some wider, showing signs of wear and age. The edges of the cracks are slightly rough and uneven, and dirt and debris have settled into the gaps over time. Next, I'll apply the mixture onto the cracked concrete surface. Gently press the paste into each crack, making sure it fills the gaps completely. Spread it evenly across the surrounding area so it blends smoothly with the existing sidewalk. If you find the cement mixture becoming too dry while working, you can add a little more of the silicone thinner mixture on top. This not only softens the cement paste, making it easier to work with, but also create a perfect waterproof layer once it sets. Applying it carefully ensures the repaired area stays smooth, durable, and resistant to moisture over time. After applying the mixture, let it sit and dry completely. Avoid touching or stepping on the repaired area during this time to prevent any dents or uneven spots. Now, I'll test the hardness of the cement flux mixture. Next, spread a layer of the cement flux mixture evenly on the surface. Place the rivets on top of the layer you just spread, arranging them as needed for your project. Then, apply a few drops of super glue onto each rivet to secure them in place. When this mixture is combined with super glue, it creates an incredibly strong bond. The chemical reaction between the two materials causes the surface to harden quickly, forming a solid, rock-like structure. Continue by repeating the same process for a few more layers. Spread a thin layer of the cement flux mixture, then add a few drops of super glue on top. As each layer sets, the glue reacts with the mixture, creating a hard, reinforced structure. After the cement and superglue layers have completely dried, you'll notice the surface has become extremely hard and solid. The texture feels smooth yet firm, almost like stone, with a slightly glossy finish where the glue bonded with the mixture. When you tap it, it produces a crisp, dense sound, a clear sign of its durability. The layers are fused together seamlessly, forming a strong, unified structure that's resistant to cracks or chipping, perfect for long-term use or heavy-duty DIY applications. Even when you try to bend or apply force to it, the base doesn't crack or break. The bond between the cement flux mixture and the super glue holds firmly, giving the structure impressive flexibility and toughness. Instead of snapping at the root, it absorbs the pressure evenly, proving how strong and reliable this combination really is, far more durable than ordinary cement or glue alone. After the cement on the sidewalk has fully dried, you'll notice the surface becomes firm and solid to the touch. The cracks are now completely sealed, and the repaired area blends smoothly with the surrounding concrete. When water is poured over the repaired area, you can immediately see how well the surface repels it. Instead of soaking in, the water beads up and rolls off smoothly, showing that the silicone thinner layer has created a strong waterproof barrier. The cement underneath stays completely dry, and there are no signs of absorption or dark patches. And that's the result. From an old welding rod and some leftover materials, we've managed to create a surprisingly strong and waterproof concrete repair mix. It's simple, effective, and a great example of how everyday items can be reused creatively. If you found this idea interesting,